I'll start by offering a caveat. I've only seen 99.4% of the film. I had some trouble with the ticket counter, so if there were some crucial happenings before the title card, I have missed them, I am sorry, but I can't provide any commentary from that time. As for the rest of the movie, clearly I liked it more than the critics. Starting off with no spoilers, based on the 2021 comics Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, the story follows Superman's cousin, Kara Zor-El, as she travels across the galaxy on a double mission. A young girl named Ruthie happens upon a bar Kara was drinking away her troubles at in search of a bounty hunter to help her track down her family's killer, Krem of the Yellow Hills. In the process, Kara tries not to get involved, gets involved, and Krem ends up shooting Kara's dog, Crypto, with a poison dart, which will kill him in 3 days. So Kara embarks on a mission to get the antidote before time runs out, while also trying to get justice for Ruthie, without letting Ruthie's quest for revenge destroy her soul. Lobo's also there. Along the way, we get a wider view of the galaxy, its aliens, its problems, and we see how Kara, Supergirl, operates. She's not really looking for a fight, generally preferring to finesse her way out of a problem when there are innocents involved, but can more than handle her own when needed. Think John Wick in space. Krem and his brigands are the main antagonists of the film, and plot device-style villains. That is, there's no great ideologues like Thanos, just pirates out to raid and pillage. A Kryptonian's two main weaknesses, kryptonite and red suns, serve as the major plot mechanic. Half the time she's fighting without powers or poisoned, and has to rely on her wits and grit more than brute Kryptonian might to resolve her problems. The first time we see her use her powers is to save a ship in space, and except for the climax, we see her use them more to save people than to fight. Kara is, of course, more jaded than Superman is, as the trailers let on, who mainly appears in flashbacks or voice calls checking up on her during her 23rd birthday bender. For her, it hasn't been that long since she lost her parents, her people, and her home on Krypton, and she carries all of that with her throughout the film. Ultimately, the story is about Kara dealing with survivor's guilt. Before she was sent to Earth, her parents told her to be good, to use her tremendous powers for good, and that she is the life of her family in Krypton now. But how she sees herself is as insignificant, damaged, and unworthy. She's not better than anyone on Krypton, she doesn't think that. Perhaps not worse, but she doesn't deserve to live while everyone else has died. In the movie, she needs to reconcile these views of herself. She may be one little part of Krypton, but she matters. Damaged, but still capable of doing so much good. Not better than anyone, but still deserving of a home. It's not a grand arc she goes through. She doesn't go from a horrible person to a great person, or anti-Earth to pro-Earth. More, she changes her perception and drops her facades. Overall, 7.5 out of 10. Millie's the standout. Solid acting, funny at points, emotional at points, good visuals and effects, decent story. The book was better, but it almost always is. Though the reason Kara wanted to protect Ruthie from destroying herself with revenge is clear, I felt Ruthie could have used more characterization that tied into the importance of goodness to enhance that. Ruthie's main contribution to Kara's journey is drawing a line between nice and kind, but that distinction isn't really born out of the character histories we're shown, and feels a little external to the story. I also feel that they could have taken the opportunity to develop her and her family dynamic more in the movie, since the book starts off rip with her father killed and we learn about Ruthie and how much she loved him from her narration more than anything. A Young Justice style Lobo worked for this film. 90s probably would have been a little too much if you're familiar with the character. I would have liked to see more of his regeneration though. We only get him stabbed in the stomach and it's not a big deal, and that's about it. There are a couple plot conveniences, but there always are. In particular, it's a little strange that kryptonite is a known weakness considering everybody believes Kryptonians are extinct, and Superman and Supergirl haven't been around that long. Not exactly sure why people on YouTube are being so negative about this film. Okay, yes I do, rage sells. But I liked it. This is pretty much True Grit meets John Wick meets Guardians of the Galaxy with a touch of Superman 25. Probably won't change your life, but it's a popcorn flick and will rarely lose your interest. Now for spoilers. Kara ends up killing Krem so Ruthie doesn't. It's treated like she's taking that burden upon herself, which is a choice if you know the source material. The way she sees it, her soul has already been darkened, but Ruthie's can remain light. It doesn't totally undercut Kara's embrace of goodness, but it does give some insight into her morality. Clearly she doesn't have Clark's no-kill rule, though it's her only confirmed kill throughout the movie. There's a usual henchman thrown out of the moving vehicle and such, but we aren't really sure who's as tough as Krem, who's said to have the strength of 1,000 men, and who's just a guy, so that's a little iffy, but no body, no kill. It might be an awkward conversation with Clark, though. A minor change to the lore, but Clark is actually older than Kara this time. Usually Kal-El and Kara leave Krypton around the same time, one after the other, with Kal-El as an infant and Kara as a teenager. Kara's pod usually gets trapped in the Phantom Zone or knocked off course or experiences some time dilation related phenomenon that results in her getting to Earth when Kal-El is already a grown-up. Not here. In the movie, Kara's dad saved the city of Argo from destruction, and she was born a couple years afterward, in that bottled city. She is eventually sent to Earth. It's a little unclear if she's a teen or like 20 when this happens, but that's after the measures used to save the city fail, and that makes Clark around 10 years older than her in the movie. For any hoping that message from Superman's parents, the Hera message in the 2025 film, or anyone hoping that was fake, it isn't. Kara's parents watch Kal-El's ship take off and remark that Jor-El's kid is being sent off to Earth to be a conqueror. So yeah, that stands. It works in contrast to what parents tell her in this film, which is closer to the Donner Superman's message, though she spends most of it seeing it as a burden rather than a responsibility. It makes me wonder if she thought she'd have to fight Clark and then realize he was just a chill guy, though.